Okay, Logan, this is going to be a little bit of a sample of what we look at here. I got a sec to put this together for you, so I'm going to reiterate some stuff we talked about earlier this afternoon. But for you, when it comes to increasing velocity, all right, everything starts for you at the beginning of your motion, right about the time you get into handbrake. So I want you to pay special attention. I got you compared to Noah Syndergaard here just as an example of what efficient mechanics look like. He's a little bigger than you, but he has some of the cleanest mechanics that we can use as an example, and that's why he throws with high velocity. So let's start with right here in this frame. Everything is back. Your posture's good. Your leg is all the way up. I'm going to go to Noah from the full leg lift. So right here we're about the same. All right, your hands are higher than his. That's fine. That's a style thing. We just want to see what happens with those hands later on down the road. Okay? So your posture's good here, and what we want is we've gotten all of our weight loaded back. Now we're at our highest potential energy like I was explaining earlier today. The very next thing we want is we want our center of gravity to start to go forward together. Alright? And what you're going to see here is related to that front leg that we talked about later. You're going to start to go forward, and then watch your upper body is going to start to anchor itself back because your front leg is going to shoot itself out. And so when your front leg shoots itself out this early, so at handbrake right about here, you're going to see this front leg start to get in front of the front hip. And it looks like your weight goes down. So from your highest point here, your weight's going to go basically straight down, and then it's going to start to move its way down the mount. It's supposed to be more gradual than that. So what we'd rather you do is we'd rather you keep your head over your belly button, allow your hands to get down to your front leg while your front leg is still relatively high up, as you see here with Noah, which will let your hip and your head travel together without you're not falling down the mound, but you're getting ready to push down the mound basically. Okay? So this move right here allows the hip to lead and allows the lead leg to stay under the front hip. When you do that, your center of gravity goes all the way forward like it should, instead of anchoring back like what yours is going to do, so that when he's at handbrake, he looks like this. I'm going to go a couple frames out, and you're going to see that his front leg is just now getting out in front of his front hip, whereas yours has already shot itself out. See, you're right here at handbrake, where that leg's starting to get itself out, and he's here. See how your body is basically leaning back, your front leg's kind of poked out towards the camera, and you're going to start to reach out with that leg here. So the next couple of frames, you're going to see that lead leg get straight from the back view. We saw that earlier today. All right? And the next thing that's going to be an issue for you is that back hand is going to take over your back elbow too soon. When we swing our arm, we keep a bent back arm, and everything behaves in an equal and opposite fashion. All right, with our upper body. So our front arm gets high up while our back arm is low, and then once our front arm starts to work its way down as we land, the back arm pops itself up, and we rotate and we throw. In your case, you're going to let your hand take over too soon during your arm swing, where we'd rather have your elbow be leading the way. And when you take over right here, this frame, you're going to see that hand has already gotten yourself ready to throw. So the moment that our hand passes our elbow, basically it's the trigger in our mind to start to rotate and throw. And you're going to see your back leg start to pivot in and get ready to throw before you're down on the ground. We're basically rotating way too soon, which is going to be a slowing action later. Because the arm, you got to remember, man, the arm does not want to get hurt. The body's very smart. It doesn't want to get hurt. So instead of accelerating all the way through, you're in a bad position here, so your body's just going to rotate slower. Okay? Noah, on the other hand, he kind of picks his arm up. You don't necessarily have to do this. You don't have to, we call this a lift, or basically a dangle or a stab. There's several different terms for it, but you don't have to necessarily do that action. But what you're going to notice is that the hand does not take over. Okay? Until right at the last second, the hand's going to take over. We want it to take over right about at shoulder height to avoid the inverted W arm action. All right? And then hand's going to pop up, come around. You're going to see his maximum external rotation is much better than yours. All right? Yours is going to be up too soon. Foot's not all the way down yet. We define foot strike as when does our knee stop moving forward. Okay? So yours is going to go forward another frame. So that's technically you at landing right there. Now our hips can rotate all the way around, and I'm coming through, and you'll see this awkward, it looks like your hand's sort of like caught in between two phases. The arm gets this way when we're up too early or up too late. It doesn't get to lay back all the way, so it looks awkward to the camera. So then you're going to come over the front leg. You're going to see that that beginning of the motion problem that you have, where you weren't letting your hip go forward, it's going to get noticed here at the end of the motion. This is a result of poor forward momentum. See how your whole foot's on the back on the ground? Your toe is only supposed to be dragging. See how Noah's up on top of his toe, and you're on basically your shoelaces as you're dragging? All this does is tell us that you didn't get your forward momentum to be efficient. So basically you've left energy into the ground that's not getting translated into the ball. Okay? That thing will fix itself when we fix all the stuff I mentioned in the beginning. So there's a little taste, man. From there we kind of teach you how to move so that you can get this stuff down, and hopefully that gives you a visual for what it is we're looking to do with you this summer. Thanks.